ready. The fighters are ready. So for the thousands in attendance here at the StubHub Center in Carson, California, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing burgundy with white, with his head trainer, Sendai Tanaka. He weighed in officially at 153.8 pounds. His professional record, an outstanding one, 27 victories and 24 of those wins by knockout, with 3 defeats and 2 draws. Fighting out of Tokyo, Japan, he is Yoshihiro Kamegai. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner with his trainer, Freddie Roach, officially weighing in at 153.6 pounds. His professional record, 40 victories, including 33 big wins by knockout, 5 defeats. He has captured 5 world titles and 4 divisions. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the former super lightweight, former 2-time welterweight, former super welterweight, and former middleweight champion of the world, the fighting pride of Paraguay, Puerto Rico, Miguel Cotto.
One of the final times on Box Nation that we can sit back and enjoy the legendary, the great Miguel Cotto. The pleasure, the privilege of calling him once again, Barry Jones alongside John Rawling.
Shake hands and await the bell. Good luck.
Massive reception as ever for Miguel Cotto. Kamegai, brave guy.
Kamegai.
But he will feel a wee bit loveless in this arena as the chants go up. Cotto, Cotto, reverberating around. Now 36 years old. What is he going to bring to the party tonight?
Oh, good shot there from Kamegai, body shot. He's got to be smart. He's a naturally bigger guy. But I think his movement and his defensive skills are underrated. Cotto not really gets mentioned about how good he moves his head, rolls under punches. I think that's going to be key for him tonight. So Kamegai, as you see already, he's full on. He's on you all the time. Good right hand there from Kamegai.
Well, the issue for me, Barry, is that Cotto has been out for so long. You know, you go back to November 2015, and that is a long time to be out of competitive boxing.
No, it certainly is, and that's always a worry. But we'll see if he's lost any sharp, especially at his age as well right now. But if he can just muster 10% of a vintage Cotto, it should be more than enough to deal with not just the pressure but the skill of Kamegai.
There's the trademark left hook to end that exchange from Cotto here tonight in his 25th world title fight.
Good right hand there from Cotto just a second ago.
Champion all the way from 10 stone through to 11 stone 6 as a middleweight. Here fighting for the vacant WBO super welterweight crown. Light middleweight in old money.
Another good right hand there from Kamegai. And a good start so far.
Well, he'll be staying on him. Cotto will not be able to take breaks, won't be able to take breathers. Kamegai is the sort of fighter who, as long as he's there, will be looking to break his opponent's heart.
And that's the thing with Kamegai is so tough, takes such a good shot that even if you nail him with a good shot, he's still going to walk forward. Smothers your work.
And got such a good work rate, hasn't he? He keeps marching forward and he will keep throwing punches. But Cotto will feed off the support of the crowd, I'm sure.
But he is a slow puncher, Kamegai. He hasn't got the fastest hands or feet, to be honest. So you think that some of the angles that Cotto has been able to use in the past, if he can do that, then he should find the gaps, the escape routes, as well as the gaps to land shots.
He admits that Like all of us, or like so many of us, he's been a big fan of Cotto over the years.
You could not be a fan of Cotto unless you have a personal dislike for the man. His style's pleasing to watch, skillful, aggressive, and crowd pleasing.
I'm not quite sure why you'd have a personal dislike for the
No,
guy.
I'd say that's the only reason.
I remember meeting him in Vegas as a young kid donkeys years ago, and he was a lovely lad then, and he doesn't seem to have changed. I don't think you'd want to upset him.
No, not at all. Lovely left hook there from Cotto's back in response.
Well, that's certainly woken the crowd up.
I still think Kamegai did enough to win the round. I think he landed with the bigger shots. He come out of the gate straight away with a lovely right hand. So the ring generalship was pretty good from Cotto. Moved quite well, but he found out that just moving once, making Kamegai miss once is not going to be enough.
See if we can hear from Freddie Roach. I think the answer to that is we can't at this stage.
But Cotto's doing well, he's throwing his shots and rolling under punches. You got to throw again and roll back, because Kamegai won't stop throwing, he won't stop coming.
Miguel Cotto's wife watching on. Nervous time for her, as ever. And the first round might have slipped away. Can he do what Jeff Horn did to Manny Pacquiao?
It's a lovely combination, but look how fast Kamegai's on him. He knew he'd taken some 3 or 4 good shots. Doesn't want to regroup, he just wants to jump right on Cotto. Nice uppercut there from Kamegai.
Trying to do him on work rate, isn't he?
Well, he smothers your work,
swarm all over him.
Yeah. Oh, lovely left hook from Cotto. And then when you land with a good shot, where most fighters, just want to take a little bit of a time out, make sure they're safe, Kamegai doesn't fight that way. He almost like he likes to take punches.
With that mop of dark hair, when he does take a punch, it kind of accentuates it.
And he got the biggest head on the planet, so he's not a hard target to hit. He's there, isn't he? But he doesn't care. He just shrugs it off and comes forward. Got to keep lovely from Cotto. Beautiful work. He's not going to get no respite. You got to be closer. You got to move close to the body to get the escape, Cotto. Pivot off on that front foot and spin around the target a little bit closer than he's used to before he gets away.
Kamegai will be thinking, I'm the man to show that Cotto is now the old fighter. But there's been some quality from the old champion in this round, and good footwork as well, and accuracy with those shots off the ropes. And again, beautiful footwork, getting him away from Kamegai, and his nose is already starting to get busted up.
Great work from Cotto. I think he needs to do that as well, move more. Oh, lovely response though back there from Kamegai. Lovely left hook. But Cotto needs to do that, just reduce the power a little bit, get a bit more fluency and rhythm in your work.
Sendai Kanaka and his team in that Kamegai corner are going to have problems between round, because they're going to have to go to work on the facial damage, which is coming very early. Another lovely shot from Cotto, picking him off as he came forward with a rapier left hand.
Found the gaps in this round, hasn't he, Cotto, quite effectively. And again, I think he has just, he's not loading up on the shots, staying nice and loose. He knows it's going to be a long night.
Good work from Cotto in reverse. I think the referee might have a little word. No?
No, nothing Cotto did there. They just got caught up. Beautiful there again there from Cotto.
Well, if Kamegai took the first round, I think we can pretty safely say that Cotto has won this one. Great effort from Kamegai in the closing seconds, but the quality work there from Cotto, who does a little jig as he makes his way back to the corner, knowing that was a vintage 3 minutes.
Oh, he moved quick. That last exchange showed how tough Kamegai is, because Cotto landed with some lovely right hooks and left hooks, catching Kamegai flush, catching Kamegai as he's throwing, which is doubles the impact, and Kamegai just never budged. So I think mentally, tactically, it's not too difficult for Cotto to know what to do, but physically it's going to be hard because Kamegai doesn't give you any rest at all. There's no breaks for this fella. For skill, it's a one-horse race with Cotto being so much better technically.
The nose has certainly taken a bit of a whacking in that round.
Just fantastic. On the move as well there, John. He's moving to the left. Just plants his feet for half a second to let that punch go, and then skips back out in the opposite direction.
All square on Barry's card as we move into the third. And the blood again is flowing at a rate from the nose of Kamegai. That won't do it any good.
I think that mop of hair doesn't help either, because when he gets hit, it flies everywhere.
Been a few who had a bit of hair in the past. Didn't do Roberto Duran too much harm, did it?
No.
Or you in your younger days?
No, I had loads on my chest. Again, the arms are just getting, I don't think it's so much Cotto there, I think the arms are just getting tied up. Oh, just slaps a little bit, doesn't he, with the body shots, Kamegai.
Freddie Roach has been talking about Cotto maybe fighting Golovkin as a bow-out fight if he gets through this one okay.
You know, he would, but he shouldn't.
Kell Brook will be watching somewhere, he's another one.
Oh, there's Liam Smith and Liam Williams, they'll be both be
Absolutely,
watching.
absolutely. Winner of that one would be very much in contention. Fight which we're going to be bringing you in October. The big rematch.
Lovely shot there from Cotto again. He's having to work hard, but he is the one landing with all the good clear shots. Kamegai just trying to lean on Cotto. He's just saying to tire him out. Just awful technique from Kamegai. It really is. He's strong as anything, and he's so tough and resilient, but his technique is just absolutely awful.
Great body shot. Cotto technically a very good fighter. I think it's worth saying that unquestionably in the last 7 or 8 years he's the man who's given Floyd Mayweather as hard a night as any.
Well, I think Floyd said himself, didn't he, after doing the toughest fight. Good round again there from Cotto.
Big bravery from Kamegai and recognised by Cotto. He gave him a little embrace before going back to his corner, but that's another 10-9 for Cotto.
Yeah, clearly 10 on Cotto. I don't think Kamegai had any success. You know, he tried to rush Cotto. He's not been on the land with anything. He's throwing body shots from his waist. He's not bringing them up enough. His technique's so poor, but it's his toughness that weighs you down. His relentlessness weighs you down. But Cotto quite comfortable off the ropes.
There's a rare moment of success in that round for Kamegai. Did get through with the right hand, inside of the glove kind of look about it. That's a better shot.
Well, again, because most people would take those shots and look to cover it up, but Kamegai just wants to fire back.
Always makes it an entertaining fight, the fella from Tokyo. But he's 2-1 down on Barry's card as we move into round 4. Everything that Cotto does here, any little moment of success, greeted with astonishing support from the principally Hispanic crowd.
Oh, lovely footwork there from Cotto. faint footwork there from Kamegai.
Oh, good shot. Kamegai just blinks, walks forward, absorbs another one, and tries to throw back.
To be fair, the Kamegai, he moved, he just took the sting out of that uppercut. Sort of rode with the shot.
Straight back onto Cotto every time. Doesn't take a breather. Cotto. The cheers of the crowd go out again. So many fighters say that when they eventually walk away, it's that sort of adulation, that sort of addiction that they find most difficult to leave.
Yeah, well, I remember the last fight against Canelo, and his wife was in the ring with him crying, saying, "That's enough now," and he was saying, "This is all I know. It wasn't about this, not about the money. This is all he knows. It's all he can do is box."
He said, nevertheless, though, that this year, 2017, is going to be his last. I remember a few years ago Bernard Hopkins saying he'd never fight past the age of 40, and when did he have his last fight? Age 51, was it?
Ridiculous. Kamegai, all the pressure for Kamegai was just it's not effective pressure.
And he's received a few headshots which are going to make his ears buzz. Lovely footwork from Cotto, and again. Kamegai saying, right, that'll do. I'm going back to the corner, I'm not going to chase you anymore. Another round for Cotto.
Yeah, clear, another clear up. Even though he's always backs always to the rope, but he's still landing all the clear punches, but having to work hard. Shot that Kamegai's taken, and he just shrugs him off like they're absolutely nothing. And the clear punches, we know Cotto's the correct puncher, he's an accurate puncher. There's good variety in his work. Kamegai, I think though that there, I think he tries to ride the shot as well. Kamegai moves his head quite a lot when he gets hit, tries to take the sting out of the shot.
Jogs across the ring to resume the fray. 34-year-old Japanese fighting for this vacant WBO super welterweight title. Into the 5th round. Barry with Cotto with a 2-point advantage at this stage.
He looked knackered in the corner, didn't he, Cotto?
Yeah, well, this is what Kamegai is going to do, isn't it? You know, and if he has quality work, but if he has, got signs of the aging process coming in, and if he's struggling for stamina in the latter stages, that's when Kamegai, maybe if he can survive, will be looking to test him out. Good body shot from Kamegai. Not the most educated pressure you've ever seen, is it?
It's crude, but effective. I mean, he's not winning the rounds, so he's not that effective. But I mean, for a tactical point of view, if you're looking to drag a guy into deep waters, then Kamegai's strategies can work for him, as he did against Carras.
his defence, his losses against Perez, Gomez and Guerrero, Kamegai. Victory against Carras, his standout victory, which has brought him this opportunity. A protest to the referee that he's being illegally pushed away.
Oh, beautiful jab there again from Cotto.
It's quality body shots, followed by the right hand to the head.
I can imagine fighting Kamegai is like sparring a guy who's about 3 weights too big for you, because you know they're easy to hit. But you can't bother them with anything you throw. They just keep walking on you. Fantastic goal.
He is a big lump for the weight, Kamegai.
But I just mean because of his physical strength, because nothing hurts him. He just keeps walking forward, and that absorbs all your energy. Because Cotto's out, no, he's winning everything at the minute, but everything's hard for him. Physically, mentally, it's a breeze, isn't it? Oh, good shot there for Kamegai.
Oh, how about that? What a eye-catching flurry from Cotto to end the round. Crowd, needless to say, are absolutely reveling in it.
Speaking of official sellout here in Carson, we have a sold-out crowd, Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena, September 16th. Golden Boy Promotions gives you Canelo Triple
Cotto,
G live.
success there. He's got his career now with Golden Boy Promotions, and you perhaps heard in the background drumming up support for the next big night in which Golden Boy are involved, and that one, of course, the one which we're going to be bringing you on Box Nation. Golovkin against Alvarez, September the 16th.
It's another fantastic fight here. Fight of the year already. It hasn't even happened. You just know it's going to be a great fight to watch.
I can't make up my mind. I know what I thought a few weeks ago, but the closer it comes, the more I'm sort of sitting on the fence.
You've got to stick to your first feeling, John. Your first, educate your feeling. You've got to stick with it. And I know what mine is, and I'm sticking my guns. And you can make a case for both, though, couldn't you? Quite comfortable. Make a case for both.
It'll be a hell of a fight, unquestionably. One which is, brings back memories of the great fights of years gone by, doesn't it? Of the great fights of the 80s. Anyway, let's concentrate on this one.
That's lovely work there from Cotto. Left uppercut. Nice little uppercut back there from Kamegai. He needs to let his hands go a little bit more, doesn't he? Kamegai.
He's making Cotto fight at an intensity which he would probably prefer not to have to produce.
Yeah, he is. So he's making Cotto. Cotto's very much a rhythm fighter, isn't he? He likes to be rhythmic in his punches, which you can see, nice and smooth, but being forced to throw when he maybe doesn't want to. But Kamegai's still got to let his hands go.
He didn't want to be taking those. What a chin this guy's got.
But he did. He was looking away at the referee when he got caught with that right hand then.
That was a serious right hand.
See, that breaks your heart, I would imagine. Not for me, I want the puncher, but when you can bang like Cotto and you hit him with a great shot and he doesn't even blink, it's got to be a horrible sign.
33 knockout wins Miguel Cotto has had in his long career, which began way back in 2001. He's going to have to produce something pretty sensational to get rid of this guy.
You know what? Even though Kamegai's still in front of him, the pressure's not quite as much as he took a couple of those big shots from Cotto.
Well, he has to put so much effort into keeping the pressure on as he is doing incessantly, Kamegai. It's got to be a grueling way to fight.
It is, but you tend to find Japanese fighters are extremely fit. You very rarely find the Japanese fighter who's not like the fittest man in the ring.
My other hat, athletics. They've had a great tradition of marathon runners over the years, the Japanese. Indicative that they know pretty well how to condition themselves.
And they're mentally tough, John, as a rule.
Oh, good exchange in the closing stages, and Kamegai looking distinctly weary as he wanders back to his corner on the receiving end once again for much of that round.
Well, he finished with a lovely little shot, but it was all Miguel Cotto. Kamegai making the work at the pace, like you said, maybe a little bit more energy than Cotto would want to be wasting right now, but I think that round was, compared to the others, was relatively comfortable for Cotto.
Halfway stage, and you've got it 5 rounds to 1, Cotto. Kamegai shading the first round, but nothing thereafter.
Took some heavy shots in this round, Kamegai. Look at that one. It's almost as if he broke his neck and he can't turn his head back round, but then shakes his head in defiance.
To say he can take a shot is one of the understatements of all time.
It's as if he enjoys it.
Cotto will have done his homework. He'll not be surprised by what's in front of him. They'd know that he's going to be doing this.
Looking at the referee a lot there, Kamegai, and then just got caught with the right hand when he was looking away.
You always think that when fighters, he's again annoyed that Cotto's pushing him away and being allowed to do so like there. Is he right?
Well, you're not allowed to use your forearms to push anyone away, to be honest, but it's almost one of those things that nobody really takes notice to. It's not really a foul.
Kamegai keeps marching him down.
It's the same in every round, isn't it? He's just walking forward, trying to land with a few shots, but just taking too many quality punches coming in.
Crowd responding. Kamegai again just turns his head and keeps on coming.
Oh, it's lovely from Cotto there. Just a little switch around the body after he threw that first left hook.
Kamegai is learning at first hand just why Cotto has been such an exceptional fighter for so long.
Well, this is a totally different level to what Kamegai's been used to, that's for sure. Oh, fantastic work.
But is he going to be able to sustain it? If it goes the distance, there's still a fair way to go. Only in the 7th round. And remember, he hasn't fought for the better part of 2 years. Contractual difficulties getting him away from his Rock Nation contract. And then unhappy with financial terms when he was due to be fighting earlier this year, Cotto, and finally getting what he wanted and back in the ring. But it was November 2015 when he fought Saul Alvarez. Long time.
Yeah, it is a long time. There's no ring rust on him so far, John. Well, he hasn't been allowed to show any.
He's a long way ahead. And Kamegai has got to find some way of turning the tide. And hoping that he can capitalise if Cotto does begin to run out of gas.
I think Kamegai puts loads of pressure on you, as you see, and he tries to cut, and he smothers your work at times, closes gaps, but he can't cut off the ring. He doesn't know how to step across. He follows you around the ring. You see him jog towards Cotto sometimes. And I think Cotto, if he needs to get a bit of breathing space, is making that bigger arc closer to the body, so you can spin almost to the right round the back of Kamegai, and gives him the rest of the ring just to have a little bit of a breather before he gets pushed back to the ropes. But listen, everything Cotto throws, he's pretty much landing with. It's just whether, you know, the fitness levels, that's all, because he's being made to work hard. But he looks fresher now, Cotto, than he did after round 3, and that might just be getting used to the pressure.
Well, we're going to the 8th round with Cotto well clear, looking as though he's on his way to becoming a world champion once again.
Fantastic.
Loving some of his moves, Barry. The technique.
Oh, he's superb, isn't he? You'd expect it as well against someone like Kamegai, who's very crude, easy to hit. You'd expect Cotto to be able to land at will. And the pressure's all well and good from Kamegai, but unless he starts landing his punches.
Well, he kind of broke the heart of Karas, didn't he? And it was in this round that he actually stopped his man. So
yeah, but Karas hasn't got the movement of Cotto, he? And the variety in his work, obviously, you know that. But
Cotto there showing vividly, illustrating the value of a good jab.
And keeping your shape under pressure as well, something I like to talk about quite a lot, isn't it? Especially when we show the undercards of UK fights, about keeping your shape under pressure, and that's what Cotto does quite well. Keeps those elbows tucked in quite nice and tight for the most part.
He's been at the elite level of the sport for so long now, Miguel Cotto.
2004, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Since he won his first world title, and he's been boxing quality ever since. And he beat the Brazilian Pinto.
Randall Bailey, wasn't it?
Yo, Randall Bailey, yeah, wow.
Won the WBO light welterweight title in 2004. First of 25. We've had a few WBC baubles before then, internationals.
Yes. Making more space for himself now, isn't he, Cotto?
Kamegai not quite as quick to jog after him and keep running forward. Look at that.
I say his defensive skills are never spoken about with Miguel Cotto.
10 seconds.
Because he's an offensive fighter and impressive at that, never gets much credit for the way he moves his head.
Well, when he fought Alvarez, I mean, Freddie Roach thought that Miguel Cotto nicked the fight. I personally didn't. I thought it was closer than the judges had it. I thought Alvarez won it, but he was defensively really smart in that fight.
And to be honest, Cotto was there, really. He was meant to be a name for Alvarez to beat, let's be honest. And he almost came unstuck.
8 rounds complete.
Another good fight there, then also in the crowd. I know we're not showing it, but Luke Campbell versus Jorge Linares. It's going to be over in LA. You know, they're announcing that's another Golden Boy Promotions. That's another fantastic fight. All he needs now, Cotto, is just keep doing what he's doing, but all he needs is, as long as he can keep the energy in his work and his legs, most importantly, then it's a win for him, that's for sure. Kamegai has to just let his hands go when he gets anywhere near close to Cotto. Everything Cotto's thrown doesn't seem to trouble Kamegai.
He doesn't look as though he's about to run out of gas, does he? He's maintaining his work rate, and he looks very, very cool and composed there.
He looked more tired after round 3, and I think that's like, I know sometimes when you start running a long run, you would know this, John. When you start going for
surprised.
When you start going for a long run, sometimes that first mile and a half is the hardest. Because you can't just get your breathing right. Once you get past that, then you sort of get into a nice little rhythm, and I think Cotto is in that right now. Even though it's still physically tough, but mentally quite simple for him, because he knows where Kamegai is at all times, right in front of him.
Well, he's got the fight won unless he unravels in a way which would be very hard to fathom at this point. Unless he unravels completely, it would seem that Cotto's got this one in the bag.
And Cotto doesn't have to look for the target because he knows where it is. It's right in front of his face. So he literally just got to let his hands go. And when a fight starts moving around the target when you're on the ropes, you got to start looking, you got to start thinking before you throw. That millisecond of you thinking gives your opponent to let his hands go.
The crowd would like to see the eye-catching stoppage, I'm sure, as his head is rocked back once more, Kamegai. But this fella
fantastic.
Rarely shows visible signs of the effects of a punch which has been landed. He's just got one of the best chins in the game.
And what a great jab there from Cotto. He does that quite well. He throws up. He just dips his legs and finishes the combination with a nice straight left. He throws it up through the tag. It's almost like a screw shot, right up on the chin. I'm not sure if Cotto got a little graze on his forehead or whether it's the blood from the nose of Kamegai.
I think it might be the smear of blood from the nose. Oh no, maybe it's a nick. It might be a nick. It's probably a clash of heads that's done it.
Kamegai needs to just take a little half a step back and throw straight punches at the chest of Cotto. Cotto's moving his upper body, moving his head. He'll give himself a bit more room and just keep letting those straight punches, just rain straight punches on Cotto.
I think Cotto's just resigned to the fact that he can't get rid of this guy now when he takes punches like that.
Well, I think he's done the right thing by not loading up on shots, because you know this guy has got a tremendous chin, and until you see him start to wilt, you don't want to be running out of steam.
Well, there's no wilt visible so far. He landed that right hand fairly flush, Cotto, and Kamegai just took it, and here he is at the end of the round trying to respond with an attack of his own.
Well, you know when Kamegai gets caught with a really good shot, because he sort of cricks his neck. That's his sign to say it was a good shot. Doesn't look hurt, he sort of cricks his neck and then comes straight back at you. But he's a mile behind. He is, literally is. It's an uncomfortable one-sided fight, John.
No way back for him. Surely for Kamegai.
Well, I don't think Kamegai has the one-punch power to hurt Cotto, unless Cotto literally just runs out of gas. Unless he just all of a sudden empties out. I can't see anything but a Cotto win, which is obviously what's happening.
Nothing significant. It is just a little graze. Damage to the forehead, probably by the clash of heads. As we move now with 3 rounds remaining, and Miguel Cotto seemingly onto his way to winning a world title once more.
Just pushes his punches, doesn't he, Kamegai? No real snap in the shots.
Certainly not now. It was a little bit more earlier on, but he's trying to crowd Cotto, trying to keep throwing little punches, but he's taking 3 for every one he lands.
But again, not allowing Cotto a second's rest.
Well, I think as a result of this, we can certainly say that Miguel Cotto's still very much in shape. How good do you think he is now, though, at this stage, compared with, say, 4 or 5 years ago?
Well, he's not going to be as good, and because it's almost impossible. But he's still technically better than most fighters. But this fight, it's hard to tell, because he's up against a guy who has very poor technique. His skill levels are very low, but he's just an animal and physically tough, that's all. Big and strong. So, we don't know when Cotto comes up against another guy who's genuine world class ability wise, then we'll know what he has left.
Crowd's got a little bit muted here, because I think as much as anything because the pattern has remained fairly similar for round after round, and it's just a question now whether or not Cotto is going to be able to find something huge to put his man away. And in all honesty, the way it's looking now, it looks as though it's going to go the distance.
Yeah, it is, and I guess that was the betting favourite, wasn't it? That he was clearly outpointed over 12 rounds. What it has shown is that just pressure alone is not enough to beat Cotto, unless all of a sudden he falls apart in the last couple of rounds.
Well, it's not going to happen, is it?
So for fighters like Liam Smith, who's a real pressure fighter, Liam Williams as well, they're going to be looking at this thinking, we can't just walk forward, hands up, even if we and just try and put pressure on Cotto, hoping he's old. There's got to be more intelligence.
Good exchange to end the fight, and Cotto once more getting the better of it. Frank Warren optimistic that he would be able to make that fight.
Well, I think he'll want a lot of money. I think Cotto, especially for his last fight out.
There are other options as well, of course. Canadian David Lemieux, he'd be a possibility. That'd be an eye-catching sort of fight.
It would, and technically Cotto's leaps ahead of him, but Lemieux's a real banger.
He's a big lump who can punch.
Much bigger than Cotto. This Cotto wants to go out as a warrior, and I understand that, but he got nothing to prove in that department. I think just go out on a win, that would be fantastic. Not many fighters do that.
Not many fighters leave boxing on their own terms.
No, they don't. And you know the ones that did, because they gloat about it all the time.
No, watch the head.
They're all jealous of it, John.
A little bit of Mickey taking from Kamegai there. You heard the whoop when that left hook landed. As much as to say, yeah, you got me, but I'm still here.
You got to think Kamegai. No, this is his massive chance, and nothing's bothered him. The shots from Cotto, nothing's hurt him, but he hasn't been able to let his hands go enough to trouble Cotto either. He's physically been a presence in front of Cotto, but that's been it.
I wonder at what stage in his life Yoshihiro Kamegai realised that he had this extraordinary capacity to absorb punishment. I mean, you don't go into boxing as a career with that in mind, but my goodness, he can take a shot.
It's almost superhuman, isn't it, the shots he can take.
No, stop.
Put Kamegai in against Lemieux. I know they're a weight above. She'll really test that chin.
running after Cotto and trying to keep the pressure on.
Hitting thin air. But that's what Cotto's always been good at. That high guard. Always box out of a high guard. Lovely. Changing direction there with the feet, Cotto.
And the crowd responding to those eye-catching headshots that he was able to uncork. And a bit of flashy footwork as well from the old master.
It's been what? No, there's still a round and a minute to go, but it's been what we've expected, really, hasn't it? No,
Yeah, pretty much.
To win pretty much everything. Maybe has won every round. And Kamegai to put him under pressure, but we always knew it was going to be a Cotto who was always going to be a hit.
The question was whether or not he was going to get up into the ring and look like an old man, but he hasn't.
Well, I got to be honest, I've been a little bit disappointed in Kamegai. He's in against a far superior opponent, but I think he's going to throw more punches.
And now Cotto does start to load up a little bit more, and still Kamegai just blinks, his head rocked back, and he keeps coming forward.
See, that's better from Kamegai. He only landed with 1 out of 5, but he landed with 1, and he threw 5, so that's good. You know, and I think he's fit enough to do that, and strong enough to do it. So why isn't he doing it?
Another Cotto round.
Oh, clearly a Cotto round.
And so, just 3 minutes left, and you'd have it, what, 119 to 109.
You can argue with that one bit.
And the first round was...
Yeah, could have gone, yeah.
I mean, it's a Cotto crowd and a Cotto venue, you know, it's quite conceivable that it went the other way. It could be a complete shutout.
See, this is the fight he needs to go out in. Go out on, a whitewash. He's landed with some lovely punches, though, Cotto, and show some younger fighters how to conduct yourself under pressure.
He'll come away from this, though, and surely say, I'm still able to carry on. Why would he walk away? He's won this by a street, and he'll think, I've got another big one left in me.
Well, he probably has, but, you know... Why? Why? Who's around his... Who's there, like middleweight now, for him to really... You know, the greats that he's boxed and come up against, the modern era of his, obviously, greats, not all-time greats. Who else is there for him to face at his weight? Middleweight, he's not big enough for middleweight.
No, not really.
Don't forget about that.
Well, what's he going to be able to produce in this last round? Even if he has a change of heart, you never know. He's talked about fighting again, but if he were to have a change of heart, maybe this will be the swan song. Is he going to be able to produce a dramatic last 2 minutes? Kamegai still right there in front.
Good right hand there from Kamegai. Short right hand over the top.
Crowd at the back of the auditorium thought that Cotto had landed something big there, and it was more a case of Kamegai swaying back.
It was good upper body movement, wasn't it, from Kamegai?
It was.
I'm disgusted that he's shown some defensive nonce.
Big effort this from Kamegai. He's really trying to take it to him in this last round. Not having a conspicuous amount of success, but there's no questioning the effort.
His hands are just too slow. Every punch is forced and pushed from Kamegai. Oh, lovely.
No.
It's just a predictable landslide, isn't it, for Cotto?
He's got an absolute street. Cotto, the chants of the crowd go up once more. A hero in LA, huge hero, of course, in his native Puerto Rico. Madison Square Garden, that would be a fitting place for him to bow out. Last 15 seconds.
Flash ahead there.
Big effort from Kamegai. And fair play to him. He's gone with Cotto all the way. He's been in the ring with a man who he admitted was something of a boxing hero. He's made Cotto fight for 12 rounds, but Cotto will have won the world champion's belt.
And you know that Kamegai is a big fan of Cotto, because he's just over the moon to share the ring with him. He was just happy just to give him a hug after that fight. You know, he knows that.